Hey.
What's up, world? What's good, Facebook? Everybody watching this on listenvisionlive.com. What's good? It's the Nitty Gritty Show.
Nitty gritty
What up,
gritty.
what up?
What up, dude?
And that's your boy, Jay DeCosta.
I'm your girl, Katniss.
I'm the one and only Tay Jordan.
And together we are
The Nitty Gritty.
Look, we amped up in here. We started the day off like this. We came in this mug lit. Ain't nobody had no liquor as far as I know. I mean, I know how it is.
no.
It's Sunday.
Everybody-
It's the day of Sabbath. I ain't drinking.
Oh, okay, cool. I mean, a little wine in the afternoon, day parties, it happens. But no, I mean, nobody had nothing, but we came in this joint ready, so we got a good show. It's the three of us here today. I actually had some more people on, but we'll get into that and everything. But we got a great show for you guys today. We're going to be talking about Dr. Umar Johnson and Roland Martin, that whole thing that transpired. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of varying thoughts
Yes, sir.
on that, so that's going to be fun. Also, we're going to be talking about this Rob Kardashian and Black China stuff. Hopefully, if we got time, we're going to get to it at least. When we get to the nitty gritty, we might stay there for a while, so we'll see. So we got a great show lined up for you. But we always ask, how was your week? So we're going to start it off with Tay.
Cool. My week, as usual, I have no complaints. This week, actually, my godchild came down, so I got this chance to spend some time with her.
So nice.
Yeah, so that was cool. I kind of got kid fever for the weekend, so I was like, oh, I want a child. They ended, though. It was in and out, so I was like, I want my house back.
Fade in, fade out.
Yeah. But I had a good time. My friends came through from Cleveland. We had a good time. Took one by the monuments, and it was hot. It was a nice weekend. Overall, my week was good, man.
That's what's up.
My week was a blur.
Is that a
Yeah.
good thing? Or?
No, I think it was so much going on with work and just moving and shucking and jiving and everywhere. And then it's like, as soon as the show was done, I'm telling the whole world I plan to sleep. Just lay down, relax, get my little lingerie on, have me a glass of wine, watch Game of Thrones, and just do all of that because, listen, they worked the sister girl this week like a Hebrew slave, honey.
Ooh.
Yes.
I think I may be a part of the 1% that has not seen the Game of Thrones. And I'm not really that big into power either, but I am waiting for Insecure to come back on. I'm really excited about that.
Insecure is good, but you got to get on Game of Thrones. At first, I was like, what is this?
There's like 3 black people in that whole series. Like, I could just...
But it's not even about being black. It's the fact that the show is so unpredictable, which I love. Because a lot of shows, you can predict what's going to happen next. But with this one, it's like, man, you don't know who's going to die next. That's what I'll say.
I feel like I've missed so much, though. It just takes too much energy to get back.
I just became a Game of Thrones fan. I literally watched, binge watched for 2 months straight.
How many seasons?
5, right? 5? We're on 6.
Oh, yeah, both? Oh, that's what's up. See, that's good when you got a tag team partner.
We're going on season 7. Sorry, last.
Oh, yeah, that's too much.
6 seasons. Yeah. I got to get it together. Okay.
What about you, Juan? How was your week?
No, I was wondering when we was going to get there, but it's cool. I was like, don't let the ladies chat.
Juan always throwing shade, I feel like, to me.
It's hard. It's hard working with sisters sometimes.
Here we go.
No, but I
See,
love
brothers can say that, but when women say that, it's like, bashing.
No, but you know what?
You're being emotional.
Yeah.
You're just in your feelings.
I
know
can
how
say
that
it because
go.
everybody knows the Costa love the sisters, okay? That's why I get to say it. You know what I'm saying?
You get a pass, you think, because of that?
I get a pass, yes. I get a
Who granted you that pass? It's
I
self.
did. I granted it to myself.
Ain't that how y'all do? Ain't that how y'all do?
Look, y'all gonna start getting me confused with Rob Parks. Shout out to my boy Rob Parks. All right, let me stop. All right, but anyways, how was my week? Yeah, my week was good. Y'all already know I'm the man of these streets.
Hey.
It's always easy breezy, no complaints. Work is good. Life is good. Ain't no reason to complain. I'm Jay DeCosta, man. I'm the man in these streets. My weeks is always good. And plus, we got some exciting guests coming on that we made contact with. That's gonna happen before the month is out. So, yeah, nitty gritty getting hotter every day.
Yes, sir.
But anyways, we always do to hell with and blessing to. We're gonna start with the to hell with first. I got a whole lot of stuff to hell with right now. I'm just in that kind of mood, so we just gonna run through it. People who text as a primary form of communication. It's happened too many times this week. Various people I'm trying to communicate with. It's one thing you're in a loud room and you just can't. I get that. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times I text my homegirl here. She Tay always somewhere where you can't be heard. So she got a text. I get that. But I know a lot of people out there using text as primary form of communication. That it's not acceptable. Texting is like what you do is like, hey, here's the address to the house. Hey, how you doing? Hey, we decided to meet at 5. You text everybody because you're trying to get information out. But if that's your primary form of communication, I need you to grow up. Because interpersonal communication skills are important. And you know what? Phones are designed also to call. There's this call app on your phone.
It's a text app as well.
Yeah, but there's a call app.
You may just be old school, Juan.
I might just be, but you know what? To hell with that. You know what I'm
I feel
saying?
you, though.
Like,
sometimes it's a time and place. You got to talk on the phone.
Yeah, you got to talk, right? People who can't keep their word. Man, like a lot of people out there talk a good game about, yo, you know, Ace Boone Ken, I got you, bruh. I got you, sis.
I'm trying to network.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, you call their phone, they don't answer. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you going to be here at this time? They don't show up. Yeah. Are you going to have this finished by X? I mean, you would give me the date, so I'm expecting you to come through with your word. It's not like I'm putting the wheels on you to do it faster. I'm just do what you said you was going to do. And if you can't, you know, it's easy. You just be like, hey, you know, I just can't, I'm not going to be able to have this done.
Yeah, you know.
Especially if, you know, you're trying to give them the way out. Like, oh, you know, like, so yeah, people who don't keep their word, like, come on. Like, we all adults here, especially if you're verging on 30 or 30 plus, there's no excuse not to keep your word. Keep your word. Crucial. Sometimes your word is all you got.
Listen. You only get one shot sometimes.
That's all you get,
sometimes you only get one shot.
Yeah.
Exactly. Y'all better watch 8 Mile.
You never want to go on somebody's shit list. Because I feel like when you don't keep your word with me, like, you just on my shit list. And it's hard to get off.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Because it's like, man, you're not reliable, so I can't even rock with you like that.
And your word is bond. And certain things are just, like, simple tasks. Like, if someone says, I need you to be at Starbucks by 8 o'clock p.m. and it's 8:30 p.m., you only get one shot. That's it. You don't know what the potential is. You never know. That person can go far in life. They might be like, you know what? I remember that one time I asked you to be at Starbucks and you ain't show up, Slim. So that's it.
And I'm happy you said that, because that leads me to my next to hell with black people who think it's okay to further the stereotype of being late. That's not cool. That is not cool. And look, and the reason why I'm coming on my folks, right? Because it's a stereotype that I don't think is necessarily true. I got a lot of friends that were in the military that show up on time. You know, Robert White was here. I said, sir, can you be here at 6:30? That joker was here at 6:28, but on time. That's the reason why he got elected. I'm just saying, like, people need to show up on time. I mean, I understand if you show up late to the club or those kind of events. I understand people show up fashionably late, or you know everybody else is going to be late. But that's sad that you have to plan to be late to an event because you know nobody's going to be at the event on time. Like, can't we just start on time? How hard is that?
Nah, I feel you.
Right?
Well, you know what I will say, I think this is kind of bad, but I think we just do that to each other. Like, we do CP time among each other, like our parties, our internal gatherings. But when it's like corporate America or a job and stuff, we go be there for the white man.
Not necessarily. No, I mean corporate America girlfriend.
I know a couple people who they making me look bad, but like, woo.
Yeah.
Habitually late to work every day, and then my manager be like, I'm gonna need you to be on time, and I be sitting there like,
see, that's embarrassing.
I won't say what company, but I work in telecom, and trust me, sometimes folks don't be on time, and it's like
on the regular.
Oh,
they don't want to be gainfully employed then.
Hey, I'm just saying, let's stop furthering that bad stereotype, because not all of us are late like this, but there's a few of you there that's just killing us in the street. Just stop.
Yeah, you got to realize when you're out in the open, you're not just a representation of yourself.
Exactly.
Like, all of us.
That's a true
Make us all
statement.
look bad.
Yes.
Then also poor customer service in the DMV, especially when it's black on black. So this is a nitpick from earlier, right? I'm at a movie theater. I won't even say which one because, you know, just so that black folks don't have to look too bad, right? But I'm at a movie theater. Girl takes the ticket. She sees my face. I step out or whatever, go back in. And then she act like she don't recognize who I am. Like, okay, if I'm in Bethesda or, you know, maybe Chevy Chase or maybe certain parts of Alexandria, Old Town, I don't know. And you do that to me, it's like, all right, but come on, our own folks. Like, I got this pink picnic shirt on today. Like, you know who I was, and an army hat. Like, come on, and some camo, like, for real. Like, I got a unique thing going on today. You were supposed to recognize me just from 5 minutes. Like,
this just happened?
No, it just happened earlier today. You know, Malone, I saw the movie Baby Driver. It was dope, but like, come on, it's like let's stop with that. Like, better customer service. And then also, won't call out no names because I do respect my black elders. But come on, like, black elders, you got to give. You know, they want to be respected, and I feel like we should automatically give respect to our elders. That's how I was raised. That's how I raised my children. But can we just have a little respect given back down the tree? Because there was an incident. Once again, we're not gonna say your name, sir, but someone went up to someone that we're excited about maybe having on here even, and they were just real rude, just real surly and old and mean. Yeah, that person. So, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, because of respect for what they've done and what they've lived through, we're not going to say their name, but just, you know, if you're 35 plus, 80 plus, no matter what age you are, and just because someone's younger than you doesn't mean you just have to disrespect them. And then you have the gall to want them to respect you back.
Well, you know, it could be something there too mentally. Like they may be senile,
and that could happen sometimes too. And then that's part of the reason why we ain't gonna name no names. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna, you know, gonna let some stuff ride, and just because of the strength of your name, we're gonna let it go.
And I have one to hell with. It's gonna be real quick. To hell with men in their chauvinistic ways, in their insecurity. If you work with a smart woman,
hold on, don't be male bashing.
Get them.
Whether you are a white or a black woman, you need to just deal with it. Women are on the come up right now in corporate America. Women are smart. Women know how to do the job just as good as you can. And if you can't handle it, then get out the kitchen. Because all this whining and crying and being over emotional, it makes you like a sucker. Okay, that's it.
Now you have just officially labeled yourself the angry black woman.
No, I'm not trying to be angry.
No, I feel you. I feel you.
But it's really annoying when you at a meeting and they like, well, I just feel like it's like, sir, I expect women to be emotional in the workplace and petty. I don't expect that from you. Maybe I'm giving you too much credit for not expecting that. But when you act so whiny like a baby, it's like you are a man. I need you to grab a pair.
I'm co-signing on that. So stop being a sucker.
Go outside, get it together, come back. Because when you're just over emotional, I have to ask sometimes, are you okay?
You know, I'm coming to find in my 29 years, I've come to find that men are way more sensitive and fragile than even women are.
Like literally soft like cotton.
These new cats
soft
for sure.
Like Kleenex.
These new cats, I don't know.
Soft like baby wipes.
It's the ego. That outer layer of ego is just don't touch.
Fragile.
Handle with
like
care.
Mirror. You could just hit it and it just cracks. Like
I like being the strong, silent type. You know.
Yeah.
Some of these dudes soft like cotton for real.
Oh, and another to hell with. So I'll tell you, we just going crazy with it. Last one, I promise though. People hating on the Black Panther movie, right? So one of the things that's been going around lately is people are mad because the cast is all black, right? Especially the leading cast. But you know, I watched 3 Lord of the Rings, and I know I didn't see not one black person in there.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Even the monsters was white. You know, no, but and that was Lord of the Rings was a great series. But come on, like people are upset about that. And then Marvel, I'm sorry, is kind of woke. The source material, if you ever read any of the comic books, they all black up in there. Shoot, even Storm from the X-Men appears in the comics. Right. I'm showing my inner geekdom right now. But yeah, so folks hating on the Black Panther movies, like, you know, stop. Like, it's an all-black cast for a reason. It was written that way.
Can we get one movie and not have any criticism?
Yeah. I mean, I think they don't like the fact that
Marvel got a whole catalog.
It's a mainstream show, and they see that it's all black, and it looks very woke, but it is woke. But Marvel was.
But you know what I love? I love how like white people come out and they actually uprise and speak their mind when something they don't like. And it's like, no, this is wrong.
Yeah, they did it for the Hunger Games, and coming to find out that character was actually black as it was written in the book. But you know, whatever.
Right. Let us proceed because we got this juicy show coming up.
Yeah, I know. We had to get through those to hell with. The blessings always go really quick. This one is kind of on a sad note. Sandra Bland, 2-year anniversary of her death, just passed. So, you know, obviously, you know, we've had people in law enforcement on the show. Then we even had the council member one. We talked a little bit about police brutality on both of those shows in some retrospect. And obviously, this is still an issue. It's not a passing thing, and we still need to remember these deaths. People's lives are snuffed from them too fast by people who are supposed to be servants and protectors of our community. So definitely blessings to the Bland family, and all those who were close to her, or just who just hurt from the knowledge of her death. All right, so blessings too on that today. Also, kind of some of these sad blessings too. We had a guest coming.
Just one more, no more sad ones.
Yeah, this is the last one. I'm sorry, but Makiba Green. She was supposed to be on the show today. She's going to be one of our guests, and we're going to talk about some of the work she's doing in New Jersey. She's okay. She was able to text me, and I noticed they were taking her to the ER. Her car was totaled in an accident here in the area. So, but Makiba, our blessings go to you.
Definitely.
Just to give you a little bit about her, I think we will have her on the show eventually, you know, once she feels up to it. But she's the youth chair of the NAACP in New Jersey, in the New Jersey area, and she launched a mentoring program entitled Girls on the Rise, which focuses on entrepreneurship, self-empowerment, actual STEM programming, and then also scholarship and enrichment. So she's doing a great work with those girls. We want to definitely showcase that when she gets a chance. If you guys are watching, look up Girls on the Rise. Also, Makiba's done interviews with like Selena Johnson and all that. So she's very ambitious young lady doing a great work in the New Jersey area. Our blessings to you, hun. Sorry about that, but we look forward to having you on in the future, okay?
Definitely.
But on a high note, we kind of talked about it already, but on a high note, Game of Thrones, you know, the season premiere popping off tonight, you know. Let's go House Targaryen, House Stark. For those that watch the show know what I'm talking about. Tay looking at me like...
Yeah, I'm part of the 1%, I guess.
Like, what else?
A lot of things.
So, definitely. But of course, you know, this show is called The Nitty Gritty, and we about to get down to the nitty gritty. We're going to be talking about this Dr. Umar Johnson thing. We got a clip. It actually was posted on our IG. So if you don't follow us on IG, you should check that out. We post these kind of clips all the time. So Jacob, roll that clip, and we about to get down to the nitty gritty.
Let go.
For folks who did not hear it.
Certainly. Simply put, any black man who is with a woman who's not an African herself is going to have a difficult time getting respect from me. I believe black men need to be with black women. The black family is under attack. Only 1 out of every 4 black women gets married. The black woman is last likely to get married. She's the last married, the first divorced. We have what? 2/3 of our children being raised by working class and impoverished single black female-led house homes. The destruction of a nation begins in the home of its families. And if we want to save black people, we have to save the black family. And in order to do that, black men have to commit themselves to black women.
So when you talk about not getting your respect, so if that's the case, you're saying President Barack Obama to get your respect because his dad married a white woman?
Oh, not at all.
Would Harry Belafonte?
Not at all. I want to be very clear about something. As Pan-Africanists, the product of an interracial...
And yeah, he's going in. I guess the questions I would go to before, and then for those who haven't seen it, Roland Martin has his own channel on YouTube. You can actually go to his channel to see the whole interview in its entirety. It's great. It's a lot of educational pieces in there. I feel like everybody should watch that.
Yeah, TV1. I think
yeah, TV1. Mm-hmm. Yeah, TV1 follows us. Hey, TV1, how y'all doing? We coming for y'all soon. But yeah, so definitely want to get into that. I guess I want to start off with the conversation of black, when his criticism of black men who don't marry within their race, right? You know, he says he doesn't respect them. I have views on that. Tay, I know you're like fuming to get. I guess this is like your subject.
No, that's my topic.
So yeah, I mean, so I guess you know, let me know how you feel. Of course, there was some dialogue back and forth about that, but yeah, let's get into that.
Well, for me on this particular topic, interracial dating, I think it's a politically correct thing to say that you don't have a problem with it. I understand that love is blind. That's cool. I understand. I agree. Love has no color. But I think when it comes to black people in particular, I find myself agreeing with Dr. Umar Johnson. I think the state of black America and, you know, just from our presence in our history in this country, I think that we need to take that in consideration. I think that I agree with him because I do feel as though, like what he mentioned, the best thing a black person, particularly a black man, can do to commit himself to black people in general is to commit himself to a black woman. I think that's 100% fact. I think that it's so much better, and it was so refreshing it coming from a black man, because I feel like I can say that and it don't hold the same weight. If I said something like that, I'm the bitter, angry, single black woman and coming down and chastising and male bashing black men, which couldn't be further from the truth. But in terms of what he said, I think that one thing I would say is we got to have black men in particular. I'm happy that he challenged them and criticized them and called them out, and especially coming from a black man. I think that black men have to care about the black family unit. And I think just realistically, if we look at the statistics, if we look at how easily and how quickly black men have this indifferent mentality and, you know, I'm neutral and it doesn't really matter. Like, it doesn't matter if she's white or black. It has to matter. It should matter. And the fact that you're saying that it doesn't matter is why it's part of the reason why we're in the position that we are in. And it's because the reason why you do have so many unmarried black women is because you have so many black men that is indifferent to marrying them. And I think that that's a problem. And I don't think not enough black men, I know you're going to speak from a perspective like you got a sister here. You're committed to black women. But one, you got to understand, not every black man thinks like you. Not every black man thinks like Dr. Umar Johnson. And I think those black men are the men that we need to get to, and not enough heat is under their ass. So I'm happy that a black man is putting heat under their ass. But that's how I feel.
For me, I don't have as strong the word to use, you know what I'm saying, doesn't respect. I'm not going to say that I don't respect people who, marry or date outside their race, because I have family members who are byproducts of interracial dating. But I will say I think it's interesting that he said that it's a political decision. And to some degree it really is, because when you look at, like, for example, the Indian culture. I have a lot of friends who are Indian. In undergrad, they dated black guys, dated white guys. When it came to marrying, their parents set them up with who they're going to marry, and they married an Indian man. Same with African. They married an African woman. A lot of the African guys ran around, did what they had to do in undergrad, hold out, had a whole bunch of girls, black women, but they married an African. And I don't see anything wrong with wanting to marry, someone who looks like you. For example, President Barack Obama is biracial. That White House would have looked very, very different had he not committed himself to Michelle Obama.
That support would have been different.
I mean, it would have just looked different. And I feel like, and brothers, please don't get on me for saying this, but I feel like a lot of times black men like other women because, naturally we're just a little more aggressive. Black women are just much more aggressive just because we have to be. So we're going to tell you about yourself. We're going to have a little more sass behind it. We're going to have a little more attitude behind it. But that doesn't mean that we love you less. It just means we're challenging you to be the best. And whereas with other cultures, I feel like they're a little more docile. Not all the time, but just a little bit
That's
more,
real.
Forgiving. It's okay. No, it's not okay. It's not okay. Hold to your word. Like, it's not okay. Like, and when the moment you do that, it's like they don't want to deal with that she has an attitude. She's difficult. It's not that she's being difficult. She's challenging you to be... to do what you said you're gonna do.
You're right. I think a lot of black men want a pacifier to come with the woman, but go ahead. I don't want to hear from a black man. Let's go.
All right. So I would say, I guess one point, I'll work my way backwards. So where Katrina left off, I understand that the way the media would have you believe that like black women are just angry or dysfunctional, but that testiness with women, if you ever watch any white comics, if you ever listen to what other cultures have to say about their women, Latin, whatever, Italian, Irish, they all say the same thing about their women, that they're sassy and all that. I think, if anything, black women have gotten a bad rep that is only assigned to them. Because, the other ones might even pretend to be docile at first, right? That's just how they get married. Once they get that last
Tiger
name,
Woods.
Once they get that last name, they switch up on them, right?
Okay.
Now, I've seen this a lot as a child and also as a member of the military, that I've seen a lot of interracial couples. And, I hear a lot of stories from people that were my peers about, they was doing this and they was doing that and everything just seems like a get over, but they married those white women, and guess what? They rolled their neck the same way. And we were talking about, Becky that wants to be black, that got the bob haircut and everything. Like,
right.
Y'all know there's a uniform for them, right? But I'm talking about this,
Talk about
about typical Mary. You know what I'm saying? Who just
Typical
like
Mary.
when they get mad at Joe, they do neck rolls. They wave their fingers too. I've seen it plenty of times working in Bethesda at my particular company. They would come to that joint going buck on these boys, right? So a lot of the same aggression and the same quote unquote embarrassment that they want to only attribute to black women, I've seen women of other cultures do the same thing. So I think versus us trying to highlight, I think one thing that brothers should not do is try to act like those attributes that are negative about women are only assigned to black women. All women are crazy.
I won't say that, but what I will say, like on my Facebook, I talked about this all week leading up into the show, and this one guy, he's a regular interactor with me on my Facebook. Shout out to Terrence. I know Terrence is probably watching, but me and him got into a heated disagreement on Facebook because he's dating a Jewish woman right now. No disrespect to him or anything. It's cool. Love who you love. But my thing is, and this is what I told him, it's cool if you're going to marry outside of your race, but don't be trying to front like you for the cause and for black people. But you can't talk a black game, but then sleep white. That's just an oxymoron. It's a conflict. So if you're going to marry outside your race, don't be acting like you this and that or some Malcolm and you not. Like, let's just be real. So I will also say that I feel as though like he was saying, like he's marrying Jewish or he's interested in marrying a Jewish woman for her connections. So I feel like a lot of times black men, I feel as though disregard black women because they feel as though other races can do. It's an ulterior motive. It's something that they stand to gain. At the end of the day, I think from other cultures, like you see Jews marrying Jews and Asians marrying Asians because they have a care and concern to keep their money within and to advance their bloodline. And I think black men in particular don't have a concern or a care, don't give a damn to continue that bloodline. It's like we have this everyone's neutral. And I feel as though it's a domino effect. Like we don't have that clip, I don't think. But if you guys watch the clip on TV One, it's a black young lady, and she's on there saying that, oh, there's 53 million Americans. How you gonna tell black women to marry black? And I feel like that she may not genuinely feel that way, but I feel as though it's every cause has a reaction. I feel like it's a cause and effect. Like I feel as though she's feeling disregarded as a black woman. Now she has this mentality that a lot of black women have, and it's like, well, y'all not committed to us, we not gonna commit to y'all. And I think that it started with black men being neutral. So that's just me though.
Well, and I guess one thing I wanted to chime in on there is that two things. The first point, just going back to what you just said, which is I think in this fight about marriage with black on black, we want to put the blame on men, or we want to put the blame on women. I don't think the blame necessarily is on primarily men or on primarily women. I think it's just on the culture as a whole. And the reason why I put it that way, because the same reasons why we don't marry black is the same reason why we don't buy black. And the same reasons why we don't buy black is the same reasons why we don't educate black. And the same reasons we don't educate black is the same reason why we have black on black crime.
What's that reason?
Well, for one, it goes back to the doll test. I love using that one. Is systematically from day one, you're almost taught not to love yourselves. And when we see people who grow up to love themselves, it's because it was taught in their home, right? And so not everybody, unfortunately, in America has the benefit of saying they saw black love in the home. So therefore, we have to be intentional about black love just within our community, period. Like pride in buying from our businesses. And I say that because I have pride and just everything that's black about me. Now, I'm one of these brothers, I could probably run around here and say I'm mixed, but I'm not. I'm black. My biological father is Portuguese and black, but he just black. And then, because they ain't nothing, there's no ties to that Portuguese side. The only thing Portuguese about me is the last name. I'm a black man. When you see me, unless I tell you my last name, you just assume I'm black, right? And then my dad, who raised me, to my mom, they've always, Herman's a black man, right? Mamie's a black woman, so I just always knew I want someone black, and I was always excited about my black heritage. And because I love myself and who I am, I can love someone who reflects me. You get what I'm saying? And I think so. We want to talk about just marriage, but sometimes it's bigger than that. And my issue with Dr. Umar Johnson when he talks about the black marriage thing is, I agree with him 100% about marriage is a choice, and it's a political choice, it's a financial choice to keep it in the family. But then he doesn't respect the Barack Obamas of the world who did marry black.
He didn't say he didn't respect.
No,
Barack
he
Obama.
Specifically said he does not respect Barack Obama.
No, he was talking about his father.
No, because the question was, do you not respect Barack Obama because he was a byproduct of being biracial? And he said no, he doesn't have that mentality towards kids because at the end of the day, they didn't get to choose.
Right.
Coming into this world, he feels like when you are a black man walking and talking confidently, being black, and you choose a white woman, that's the issue here.
But not specifically that. But Dr. Umar Johnson on multiple interviews says he feels like Barack Obama is not a man that our young men should look up to in any capacity.
That's totally different though. It's not because of him.
It's combined to me. I never think just right here. Like I said, I'm always concerned in the whole picture. So in one breath, we're telling people that we should celebrate folks that marry black. Now, Barack Obama has done that. Now, he's done some things legislative-wise that could have been blacker or more for our people. But at the same time, let's try to celebrate people at the best way possible. Like a lot of people tear Dr. Umar Johnson down. I try to celebrate him as much as possible. I'm not that just concerned about whether or not he had a degree or not. He's a smart guy. I try to celebrate the good things about him, but then I will question when he's being overcritical of everyone else, and it's like, but don't live in a glass house.
Well, I will say,
or don't bring out a mixed message.
Well, I will say that I think he's very well spoken. I think he is educated, but my biggest two problems I have with Dr. Umar Johnson is, number one, if he has not received his PhD, i.e. the diploma in hand, then I don't think he should be going around saying Dr. So-and-so. And I have that same problem when pastors talk about, I'm an honorary doctor. No, sir, you didn't go you didn't go through school. I feel like it's MD, doctor, PhD, doctor. Those are two routes I look at, and that's two routes I'm going to verify and respect you as Dr. So-and-so. If you didn't do those two routes, I'm calling you by your first name. The end. Number two, my second issue I have with Dr. Umar Johnson is that he's been raising all this money for the past couple of years by people who are really pro-black. Some people are poor. I need to see the receipts. I need to see what's going on with these finances, because you kept claiming you're going to build the school. First, before the school, he was taking folks over to Africa. That fell through. Then he said he was going to build a school. Then they said, okay, well, the state of, I think, was it North Carolina or South Carolina? I forgot which Carolina it was, but they were going to give him money in South Carolina to do a charter school. Then he said, well, I don't want that. I want it to be a private school. Listen, sir, where are the receipts for all these funds you got? We need to know how much you got. And if you don't want to do a school right now, then put it down payment somewhere.
So I'm happy we got to this topic about this degree. I happen to stand on the other side of the fence. I feel as though, particularly the criticism coming from black people, I got an issue with, because just how I was on the same side of the fence with the Nate Parker situation. I feel as though it's a black thing for us to always throw stones at somebody that's trying to do something for the culture and push the culture forward. I understand, he has a nonprofit. He's took funds from the people. Okay, the people want to see where this money is going. Fair. At the end of the day, he don't have to move to your drum set, to your drum set, to your drum set, or anybody else's drum set. Donald Trump don't move to our drum set. I would like to see his taxes. Have I seen them? No. At the end of the day, I feel as though we look for things. It's a tit for tat. We so petty with each other. It just irks me. It makes my
but it's illegal. It's illegal to accept money.
Like the whole degree thing. For what? For what? If you want to pick up the phone and go call his institution, do that.
But for me, it's about earning the degree. And I'm the same way with pastors. When pastors are like honorary doctor, you're an honorary.
Have you called for Dr. Umar Johnson? So before you said a criticism about him, about this degree, have you called to fact check? Or did you look at Univision's The Root, which is not a black-owned entity, and look at their article?
My very first statement was, I don't know if he is or isn't. I haven't confirmed. I can't confirm that.
He said he is. So what makes you doubt that he isn't? Because everybody else doubted it?
Because from what I've read, they said that they could not.
See, and that's what and this is what irks me about black people. We always want to take what other people say. People may never ever heard a word from Dr. Umar Johnson, but they will repeat that he's a fraud because that's what they heard. That's the noise that we do.
I'm not saying that he's a fraud, but my thing is, if you're coming out so strong as he does, and you're coming out being this spokesperson, you're well spoken, it shouldn't even be up for question whether or not you have a.
It's always gonna be up for question when you're dealing with black people.
Not necessarily, because there are other people. We didn't question Barack Obama for his degree.
Wasn't he questioning about his birth certificate? Didn't Donald Trump want to see his birth certificate?
And they proved it. But Dr. Umar Johnson we have yet to prove finances. We have yet to prove his PhD.
And my thing is, who are you for him to prove anything to? And why are we questioning this black man?
But Shantae, anytime you're in the spotlight, people are going to question you. That's a fact.
But why? What is your why for questioning him?
Because you're claiming to be something that you potentially cannot be.
So
that is my problem.
Hold on. So if we could chime down real quick. I wanna interject that, and then I'm gonna play a video. I think because there's a second clip we have for the Dr. Umar Johnson thing, right? So I do want to throw this in there though. One,
it's like you guilty to proven innocent, and that is so backwards.
I agree.
Everybody in the media is criticized, whether you white or black. Everybody is
not necessarily. That's not true. That's so not
people
true.
Dig deep.
We didn't criticize.
When you in the political sphere, people are gonna dig deep.
Look. At least let me get my statement out. Like, it's hard working with black women. Now, but look,
we could change that narrative because that's not true. So we can stop saying that.
So, first of all, I would say even on both of y'all points, right? Y'all both make some legit points, right? Now, but my thing is, white people are criticized about not having certain.
I never see white people criticized by white people. That don't happen.
I don't know if you've been watching MSNBC lately.
Yeah, I see.
They
questioning their degrees.
First of all, they've been chewing up Donald Trump about his taxes forever on MSNBC, white on white. All right, so we can't see. We got to change the narratives up. I can't agree with either one of y'all fully. One, I can't agree with you totally, Tay, because we can't act like white people don't chew each other up to a
Did
certain
we ask to
extent
see his
either.
degrees?
Who?
We're
Did
not
we
talking
ask to
about
see Donald Trump's
degrees.
degrees?
No, but we've asked to see his taxes.
Okay,
right?
taxes and
then
degrees are two
also there's
totally
a
different
there's
things.
But
a
he don't claim to be a doctor.
excuse me, 1 second. Then also there is a political figure in Oregon, right? No, Utah. It was a senator who lied about he had a certificate or something from a management program, employee program, and then they called him on the fact that he didn't have a degree. So it happens. Now, does it hit mainstream news the same way? Maybe when black folks are chewing each other out? Maybe. But I think a lot of us only look at one thing, or we only look at one form of programs, and then we assume all negative attributes only happen in the black community. But then when I watch the news, I see white folks going in on each other the same way. I see them chewing each other up on their past credentials the same way. White people have led the charge in some ways on Donald Trump's negatives. Now, I know there's a lot
politics at that point. That's a political war.
I understand that. But let's not act like it doesn't, like these white folks haven't gone in on him. Bill Maher, not the biggest fan of Bill Maher, right? He has definitely some things to work on. But let's not act like every time he gets on the air, he ain't chewing up Donald Trump. I mean, you get what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, it debunks on both sides. And then once again, with the degree thing, I don't really care that much about it because, I mean, at the end of the day, whether he has a degree or not doesn't take away when he does say some factual things and some intelligent stuff that benefit black folks or some helpful challenges. They're still factual. Now, there's some stuff I don't agree with, and I'll just say, hey, look, I don't agree with everything.
And I have that stance too. My whole thing is with him and pastors
I don't care about their degrees.
I'm gonna say I don't think you should run around saying that you should be a doctor if you didn't earn it. I went to school. I know what it takes to go to school. I know people who've been in school for 10 plus 15 years. It's a really hard journey, and unless you've gone through it and paid your dues and you earn the diploma, you don't get the right to say you're a doctor.
How do you know he didn't earn it?
I don't know.
You keep saying that, but you don't.
I agree with you on that one.
I just said I don't know. I'm saying if.
But why even bring it up if we don't know?
Exactly, and that is my point. Like that's some black shit.
Question. It is currently in question until he proves that he actually has a diploma. It's going to be
Who are you for him to prove his degree?
I am
if
me.
you care that much,
I am me. I am me. And a lot of people want to know: is it true? My whole thing is it doesn't take away from what he's saying. If you are not a doctor, hold on. If you are not a doctor, you can still state these same facts. You'll still get the same respect. But what you're not going to do is disregard people who did earn the rights. But the
thing is, we're going hard in on the degree fact, and we don't even know.
I don't know. I'm not going hard. I'm just saying if you're not, this is for anybody, not even Dr. Umar Johnson. I'm bringing any and everybody who wants to claim this doctor thing. This is anybody across the spectrum, not just Dr. Umar Johnson. If you don't have that doctorate degree, you didn't earn it, then don't run around saying you a doctor. Don't. Because when you do that, you get paid a certain price. There's an implication that you have a higher education, and that's not right.
You're working nowhere right now.
That's not right.
So
But he does accept speeches as a doctor, and you have the right to charge a certain amount because you are considered an expert.
So you know what the conversation's turned into? We're questioning this black man's his if it's valid or not if he has a degree, instead of us talking about the work he has done and us talking about his thought.
I still don't know.
What
work has he done
does
so
he
far?
have?
So
we're not talking about what he talks about. We're talking about
what work has he done.
Prove to me you got this degree. Prove to me you this doctor.
One second. What we're gonna do? We're gonna play a clip and we're gonna come right back. Cause we got another Dr. Umar Johnson clip. Obviously, we get into the nitty gritty. Jacob, go ahead and roll that next video for us. That second.
Right, but you put him out.
No. I'm asking you. So Harry Belafonte.
Yes, sir.
Sidney Poitier, Julian Bond, Vernon Jordan.
And you're naming all them to say what?
No, these are all African American men who have
done some good things.
No, who married white women. But you said any black man who marries a white woman will not get your respect.
Can I respond?
Yeah, go ahead.
And what I'm telling you is this: I don't care who you name. I don't care how much work you did for black people. Your greatest commitment to black people is being committed to a black woman. It is still a contradiction. No matter how much you think you did for the struggle, if you really were concerned with black people, you would have committed yourself to a black woman. So it doesn't matter how successful they are. It doesn't matter how great you may claim them to be. At the end of the day, you didn't think enough about your own people to marry a woman who looks like you.
Frederick Douglass.
Yes, sir. An ancestor of mine.
Do you respect Frederick Douglass?
Yes.
But he had a white wife.
He did.
So that's what I'm
gonna clarify.
Why is that an issue?
So and that's some more of the interview there. Just wanted to, let that simmer down. But so but just coming back to where we were at, right? I know we criticized the degree. We criticized that. I think I think more often when we should talk about more or less the character of people. And I think that's one of the things. If I have any beef with Dr. Umar Johnson, I think he makes a lot of generalized statements in countless interviews. He's went in on the Christian community, the black Christian community, assuming that all don't do things that help the finances of black people. I've only gone to like black churches my whole life, so I guess I'm part of that diaspora. But all the black churches I've been to, whether it was the small ones in Tennessee or the larger ones here, I've seen all of them try to do financial planning for black people. So yeah, they want the tithes every Sunday, but then they're also telling people how to better spend their money. But one of Dr. Umar Johnson's big criticisms is that these black churches don't do that, right? Also, he talks a lot about these black churches having these building funds. And I mean, and don't get me wrong, we ain't gonna act like First Baptist on the corner, not saying, or Random Street, Apostolic, or whatever the church is, right? We're not gonna act like there's not plenty of these fake building programs going on, and they haven't so much as changed their doorknob.
Exactly.
Right? We know that happens, but my thing is, when you're throwing stones at the practice of we don't see where the money's going, but then to go back to something that Katrina had brought up earlier, that you have a school and you have to show accountability for money. Now, if this was something that we just found out about and everybody's jumping down his throat, show me the papers, I'll be like, yo, fall back. You know what I'm saying? Like, let the brother just get his stuff together. You get what I'm saying? But this is something that he's been talking about now for the last 2 years, putting this school together. And
it's been
but
4.
it's long enough.
Out.
It's long enough. Even at my black church, every quarter they do an update on what's going on with the building we acquired. We had a building fund for literally a year. We raised X amount of dollars. We have now purchased that building, and now they're talking about ways to expand how that money could bring revenues back into the church. We have all that information outlined to us. Now, if somebody randomly at the church was like, yo, Red Watley, blah, 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 show me this, he probably on the spot ain't gonna pull nothing out, but then at the same time, he can still point you to a website that says, hey, everything is laid out here, the By Faith campaign, look for it. So my thing is, if I'm gonna criticize somebody for something, but then not have it together myself, I kind of look crazy. So, and don't get me wrong, the brother is bright, he's smart, he puts out things about education and how they're trying to lessen the mind of our young men. I rock with him, even the whole marriage thing about marrying in our race. But then my only issue when he says that is you're so heavily critical about that, but then you have a brother like Barack Obama who did, the thing that you're saying, that he's down. You can't say in one breath he's not down for our people, but then he married a sister that looked like him. That's his argument. But he doesn't respect Barack Obama.
Hold on, wait. So because he married a sister, that's supposed to be okay. You good for everything now? Like, so I have.
So
to
Barack
agree
Obama is someone that you wouldn't tell your son that he could look up to in any capacity.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But what was
that's
his
what-
reasoning?
that's what Dr.
But what was his why? And his why was because he felt as though he didn't do anything for the Black Initiative, which I feel like is maybe he has a point. But this is my thing about the whole, you have your paperwork right, or don't throw criticism about other people's paperwork. Okay, cool. That's fine. But at the end of the day, as I mentioned earlier off air, moving to somebody's drum, I feel as though Black people, we always are impatient with each other. We're so quick to knock and be pessimistic and be critical instead of just be patient. What's the rush? Why do you?
I just don't
we
think it's
always
just
want to look
Black
at
people,
somebody
though.
as a thief instead of just giving them the benefit of the doubt?
Yeah. One, I don't think it's all just Black people, but I do think that
white people probably don't even know who Dr. Umar Johnson is.
Maybe not, but I do think that as a people, we've been used, abused time and time again. People prey on the poor, and I'll even talk about the church. People prey on the poor and can't show receipts. So I feel like it's up to me to be critical, not only of a Black man but a white man. If you say you're gonna build a school for Black people, build the school, do it. And it don't take. He's been trying to build the school for 4 years because I've watched his YouTube videos. I actually have done research on him. He was talking about the school. First, it was a project. He was raising money for a project to do something similar to the Jewish birthright and taking people who were African American back to Africa. That fell through, but he was taking money for that. Then it turned into, I'm going to take money to build this school. Okay, it's been about 4 years now. Allegedly, he said, I think on there, he said he got, what was it, $1 million or close to $1 million?
So it's not quick enough for you.
Okay.
It's not. He's not moving fast enough for you.
There are people who have started charter schools with nothing.
So he's not moving fast enough for you.
It's not about moving fast enough. You have the money to do it. People have started schools without money. It's an idea. We started this show. We didn't really have no money.
But he's not moving.
We
fast
started this
enough
show. We didn't have no money. That means that's a problem.
I guess the question I would
problem
have for
for
you
you.
then is, because you said that it's not fast enough. So okay, I get that, and we're not going to continue with it. But I do want to know, what do you think is a reasonable timeline though for someone to actually
I feel like
actionalize
he
something
don't-
they say they're going to do?
What
would
if
be
you
a good-
listen
if
to
you had to
him?
put a
If you
time
listen to the
frame?
full interview, he told you that he's looking for a space. He's looking at just on the Breakfast Club. He said he might have a space in South Carolina. At the end of the day, I don't feel like he
It's
needs
an
to
old
feel.
school.
He don't need to feel pressure from the black community to
If I'm
make
giving
a
you
move.
my money, yes.
No, he still don't have to feel pressure from the black
you shouldn't
community.
be. Then you shouldn't be accepting money because people are believing. You're preying on the poor. People are believing in what you're saying. People are believing in your words
How
and
is he
your
preying
rhetoric.
on the poor? He didn't give you a timetable when he was going to build this school.
He didn't give a timetable, but
So why are you acting like he did though?
Because when you're accepting money, you should be held accountable.
Or he can be held accountable,
He
but
should be
let's
held
be
accountable.
realistic here. You want him to move to the beat of your drum, and it's like, I don't have to.
It don't
And
take
he
4 years
just
to build a
said-
school.
Who says who? You?
That's fact. People have started charter schools in less time. That's factual. You can go on the internet and find that.
That's
That's
one way to
factual.
skin a cat because it's
Charter schools don't take that long.
He's not, and he does. That's the thing. He's not doing a charter school. He's doing a private school.
Exactly. So either way, my thing is, if you're getting speeches, you're getting various incomes.
So instead of criticizing, why don't you
pick?
pick up the phone or email him and see what you can do to help? Instead of being
I'm
so
not going to be
critical.
calling no Dr. Umar Johnson.
But you can criticize him though. But you don't want to pick up the phone and help him.
I am challenging him.
I
What I'm
don't want to
saying
make
is,
it
I'm
a
not
personal thing.
Yeah, I'm not
I
making
mean,
it-
my
I'm
thing
not
is,
criticizing. I'm challenging him just to say, if you're going to be a man and say you're going to do the school, we want to see it. We want to see the receipts. That's not being critical. That's
is
challenging.
there, Tay, 'cause
Money has been taken.
Tay, because you're of the standpoint of, because we've heard Katniss, and I know how she feels about it. And there should be a balance there. Tay, you bring a good point. If it's like, okay, if you're going to be critical, what have you done to help?
Exactly.
Right?
Nothing. But just
So, but
talk.
the question I'm asking you specifically, because if you're
I
one of those,
give to the community. I've
if I
done
can
more
ask
for the
a quick
community than Dr.
question.
Umar Johnson. I know that's fact. I have a resume that can speak to what I've done for black
Katniss,
people.
1 second. I'm asking Tay a question. Tay, so you support the brother almost,
And I don't
fully.
agree with everything he says. either.
So, as far as the charter schools, do you know where that information is for our users that are watching? Is there anywhere that you can point them that you know of? Because if you support the school, I'm assuming if you've done the research to support the school, do you know where to send people so that way they can give money to or find out more how to reach to Dr. Johnson or the school project?
Well, let's change the language there too. He's not doing a charter school. Like he's not
I mean, the
interested in
private
taking.
school. I mean,
he's
the-
not
that's-
taking
that's-
money
the
from the
language- the
government
language
or
is not as
anything like
important as
that.
do you know
No,
where to
it
send
is
people
because it's a
to?
big distinction.
Do
You
you
can go
know-
to his
where can
website.
it
You
help?
can listen to his interviews and what he's actually saying. I think a lot of times we would come across as distrustful, and I guess that goes back to our roots, and we've been taken advantage of from a white man, a black man, so we're always on edge. But if you actually listen to the man, if you actually go to his website, if it's that much to you, you can call to verify things.
So you've gone to the website and
I
you
have
saw,
gone to the
you
website.
saw the
I have
project?
listened to him. Instead of me coming with
Did he put
a
an
very
end time?
distrustful ear, I come with an open ear.
Well, I don't
So-
really care about what kind of ear it is. I want to know, is there anything that we can present right now on this show? And if not, is there just a website link where people can go and look and see what the actual timeline is? Because what I don't want people is, there's so many opinions about this man, like his, for instance, education. So many people are hopping on what it is. And
No, he
like,
doesn't.
At the end of the day,
There's nothing listed
they
as far
can
as the
go-
timeline.
so if there's
No,
no
but
time,
he does respond to his emails. So if I don't know if anybody who has been critical of him that has actually emailed him to ask him and to even pick up a phone or even call him. His number is on his website as well.
So
yeah.
so people watching, you know what I'm saying? Because I've seen a lot of, and I was even almost frustrated even watching when watching the Roland Martin show, and he shut it down a couple of times. A lot of people get so emotional and argue about it, but then no facts get put out. And I guess one thing I want to make sure that Nitty Gritty is always different about, we're really good and we have a track record of putting people at least to the right place, even if we can't agree or don't know. So I think people should know that. If you want to know, I don't know the
website off the top of my head. No.
Well, I do know this. If you watch the Roland Martin interview, you go to Roland Martin's channel, you can see where he names off all the different schools he went to.
Yeah, he
if
did.
you guys are doubting his education versus having this big dialogue about it, how about y'all just call that school and find out if you care? I don't care because the brother already smart.
I heard him name that. For me, I just want to know, like, if people are giving money, for example, my church is starting they're building a school for women who have HIV. So the one thing my pastor has, he has an architecture set in place. They have a start date, an end date, like a projected something planned. So if you are accepting money, I just want to know what do you have planned? That's not being critical. That's just challenging you to say, hey, you have some money on the table. This is what I propose. This is the idea. I would like to get it done at this time frame. Just be walking all mosey along and you accepting money. No, Holmes, I'm being critical on you the same way I am with someone white coming into the community, doing research and not giving the research back to the community and falsifying the information. I'm the same way. I'm equal opportunity. Like, if people are putting up money towards something, people should know what you intend to do. There's nothing wrong with saying that. That's just challenging you.
And the reason why I asked that question in the first place, because I do know that from my research on Dr. Umar Johnson, the information is not that open as far as what he's trying to do. Mm-hmm. Now, and I have this criticism. I don't care if you're white, black. Entity. If I don't care if you're white, black, green, blue, or brown. When you start going to the public for money, though, you should have something more so in writing, timeline, or whatever, to display how you plan to accomplish.
So let's criticize him for how he runs his business. That's
pretty much all I'm saying.
That's fair, but
that's valid.
That doesn't make him a fraud. That doesn't make him.
Didn't say he was a fraud.
I didn't say that either. I didn't use the word fraud.
I think it was implied that he was a thief, but
I'm not saying you guys directly, but I'm saying from what I've heard from the community. And you yourself sat here and said that you've criticized, you're challenging him because it's being questioned.
It is being questioned.
And that's what happens. Like, that's what we as people do. It's like the telephone effect, the telephone game. Like, instead of us, have you ever emailed them?
No, I haven't emailed.
And that's what we do. We don't verify for ourselves. We repeat what we hear. So you repeat what you heard. You heard that this degree was challenged. So you want to question.
I'm not even talking about I'm off the degree right now. My whole thing is, if you're taking money from the public, you have to be transparent. You do.
Okay, so email them.
I will. I'm having the show.
Cool.
Settle.
And so, I mean, definitely, there's nothing wrong with challenging people with the issue of money and saying, hey, have this out. But the second thing also is, I think we need to consider too, is I think how we sometimes go at each other can almost be divisive, right? Even when watching the show, like, these jokers is yelling on top of each other, they cutting each other off, and there's just like a level of respect. I feel like everyone wants to talk about how to love each other more, marry each other more, all this stuff, but then it's not displayed in so many of our other actions. Like, we don't want to deal with black people when it's time to do business, and then sometimes
we don't trust each other.
And then unfortunately, like, when you try to extend that trust, I have black business people that I'm dealing with for the sake of this show. And you reach out to them, and some of them don't come through on their end. Mm-hmm. Now, for me, I'm not going to be like, this black guy messed up, I'm going to run to the first white dude. I'm going to keep on giving a black man a chance or a black woman a chance. But I will challenge them, and I'm going to challenge them to do better. Mm-hmm. And then as far as Dr. Umar Johnson's school and accomplishing, I can say we could look to examples like Nitty. He managed to start his charter school. Now, I know that's a different kind of thing, but he did accomplish it, and it's done. He's already benefiting young people in that area. It didn't take that long for other organizations. And also, when you look at Barack Obama, we're saying not being critical of each other, but then Dr. Umar Johnson is very critical of Obama and his presidency. And then we also have the Barack Obama Foundation. They have organizations like Number 44, all this stuff that has just sprouted outside of his presidency that is going to have a higher focus to benefit the black community. So I feel like some of the arguments I've seen on Facebook or YouTube have been, one-sided, or they've been so small in scope that they ignore all the other things to consider. But that's why we get down to the nitty-gritty on this show, right? This is definitely a heated discussion. It's going to continue. We're going to probably still be in here talking. Y'all know how we roll. But we were talking before the show started. But, Tay, if you could tell them where they can follow us so we could continue this conversation.
Definitely. So our Facebook page, please like our Facebook page, The Nitty Gritty Show on Facebook, and also follow us on Twitter at TBJ_Nitty Gritty. And also our IG is The Nitty Gritty Show.
Awesome. Any further words, Kat?
Right.
What? Look, so anyways, also, sorry, we never did get to talk about Rob Kardashian and Blac Chyna, which I could care less about VH1 people, but it is an interesting conversation, some of the dynamics there. So hit us up on Facebook. We will replay the video that we're going to have on the show. Comment, like, share, subscribe, do all of that. Get this thing moving. And this has been the Nitty Gritty Show. It's your boy, J.D. Costa.
It's your girl, Katniss.
I'm Tay Jordan.
And together we are
The Nitty Gritty.
And we is out.
Yes, sir.
Holla.
Hey.
Happy weekends.